It's time for some news! It's the fucking news!
Yes!
Love is in the air, Valentine's Day is next weekend, and that means Wizards of the Coast have dropped another product for us to purchase and consume. It's a Valentine's Day themed Secret Lair drop. Normally, I don't stop what I'm doing to do a quick video about this kind of shit, but this Secret Lair announcement came with a surprise stealth ban announcement.
Surprise, motherfucker.
But before we get to that, let's look at the Secret Lairs real quickly. There's Fairy Rad. This is a fairy pack with Glenelendra Archmage, Mistbind Clique, Spellstutter Sprite, and Vendilion Clique, and they all look pretty fucking cool. I especially like how ripped this fairy who's chatting up this other fairy is in Clique's art. I love it. I love this alternate art style that they've got going on in a lot of these Secret Lairs. This does beg the question, when are they going to get Inkling Custom to do some artwork with a unique chibi style, but that's a whole different topic, I guess. Then we have the unfathomable crushing brutality of basic lands, which are these really cool alternate frame, full art, metal, inverted commas. I say metal, I mean they're alluding to traditional things from Nordic mythology? But I guess the idea is they're meant to look like metal album covers. Yeah, pretty cool. Valentine's Day, we got Boros Charm, Gisela Blade of Gold Knight, Goblin Rabblemaster, which is... actually, that's fucking adorable, I love it. Heliod Sun-Crowned, Monastery Swiftspear, and a Goblin Vomiting Up Roses. Again, this isn't really for me, this isn't the thing I want. The Rabblemaster's cool, but the rest of it I don't really give a shit about. But this is what Secret Lair should be. They should be existing cards that have been printed before in alternate art or foil or some special thing about them, and that's fine. And that's what a Secret Lair should be, not The Walking Dead. Then we've got Kaldheim Showcase Part 1, similar to what we did with Theros when they had the gods, the old gods in the stargazing border. They took some old giants, some classic giants here, some famous giants, and put them into the Norse mythology frame. We have Frost Titan, Primeval Titan, and Uro Titan of Nature's Wrath, and then there's a second showcase one which has Grave Titan, Inferno Titan, and Kroxa Titan of Death's Hunger. And then there's a super drop bundle as well if you have too much money. The exciting part is that because they're selling you an alternate frame Uro, they feel they need to be forthcoming about the fact that Uro is about to be banned. And that's respectable, and perhaps covering them from a legal perspective, because selling you a banned card as it's being banned or after it's been banned, I don't know, that might actually have some legal problems for them. I think it's funny that we've had people clambering and begging for some information about what's happening with banned and restricted announcements for formats. Legacy has been having so many fucking problems, and people every Monday crossing their fingers and asking for it. I've written about this, I've spoken about it in videos. We've had all this silence from the mothership. And then we actually get a stealth announcement, a hint at what is to come. But it comes from Wizards of the Coast because they're selling you a product and they might get in trouble if they don't. The note in the article says, we are planning an upcoming BNR announcement, that's banned and restricted announcement. In that announcement, we plan to ban Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath in Pioneer, Modern, and Historic. Additionally, we continue discussions about doing the same in Legacy. Fuck, has a card ever been hit for banning 3 formats all at the same time? Did Oko get that? I don't even know. They also say, while we are still working internally on the larger banned and restricted announcement for that week, we wanted to share this information ahead of time, ahead of this sale, should I say. So yeah, they want to tell you ahead of sale, and that is morally responsible. I do think there's probably a legal element to that as well, but it's morally responsible, and I do approve of it. I just wish they're a bit more forthcoming with this kind of stuff when it's not when they're trying to sell you a product. That said, we do know that Wizards of the Coast have moved away from letting us know when ban and restriction announcements are coming, because it kind of kills formats for a while. No one wants to play a stale format that won't exist in a week's time. No one wants to make content for it. It makes testing for events kind of dumb. Knowing that BNRs are coming up has had its own kettle of fish in terms of problems. No, that's not the right term. They've had their own bag of shit to deal with. So it's funny that we've gone away from that. Now we all just wait patiently every Monday, hoping, praying for that 4 o'clock English time announcement. And it never comes. We don't hear a peep from Wizards of the Coast, but then we see it during a sales announcement. But it's just funny. The whole thing is just quite funny in a tragic way. Part of the problem we have at the moment, beyond the fact that they have printed incredible amounts of power creep that has pushed every format to their fucking limit, every single set released fucks up modern or legacy or vintage, or sometimes all three of them, historic and pioneer, and often standard at the same time. God, to say that sentence out loud, all of that out loud. Fuck. But this is often the case. This is the new norm. We are now in a ban-happy environment within Magic. Don't forget, for the longest time, like 5 years or whatever it was, again, I've done videos on this before, we had no bans in Standard. And now we have them every single set. It's fucking wild. We're in a whole new world order. We're in the fire design period of Magic. And honestly, most people fucking hate fire design for the problems it's causing. Every video I do of something dumb in Magic, whether it be something that isn't actually that good, like perhaps Tybalt's Trickery, for instance, although maybe that is too good, or the actual like Tybalt Valky decks that probably almost certainly are too good, the comments are filled with people saying, this is why I don't play Constructed anymore. This is why I only play Commander now. This is why I left my wife. All that sort of stuff, right? And it's kind of, I don't want to say tragic. No, it is. I've said the word tragic already. It's tragic to read this shit. It's tragic to read the comments of fellow nerds getting fucking sick of this shit, but I can definitely see why. So, what can be done to improve this beyond not printing absurd power crept shit? Well, Wizards, do they give a fuck? This year, it's just been announced, this year is the most profitable year for Magic ever. We're in a global pandemic. We're borderline recessions across the globe at the moment, where we're really teetering on the brink of like some bad shit economically. And Wizards are just like, well, Monopoly and Magic made some money. So everything they're doing is obviously working. Secret Lairs, The Walking Dead, pushed cards, many bans, and Arena. All of these things, no matter how much I or Brian or any other content creator or community pundit criticizes this shit, they're obviously doing something right. Money is probably the best way, the best litmus test as to whether or not you're doing the wrong thing. And as far as they're concerned, they're doing the right thing. So, 2 more things to address before I sign off and let you go on your merry way to get ready to buy your Secret Lairs. I wanted to also mention how this like radio silence, this lack of information, this lack of discussing what's coming up, not even like a list of cards that are on the watch list or cards they're aware are bullshit. We get a bit of that each ban and restricted, but when we have periods of no bans and restrictions, we don't really know what they're going to do. And we don't know when the ban and restriction announcements are. Just no information. This kind of radio silence, lack of input from the mothership wouldn't slide for another esport, right? If a item broke fundamentally, like in League recently they were saying about Warmogs being too good again, and there's always an item that's fucked in League of Legends, right? And there's always like, they do an announcement post and they fix it, right? We have a fixing patch cycle, and we have patches on Arena, of course, but we don't have patches to the general game. What I'm getting at is that we're living in a world right now where paper Magic isn't really being played. Events are happening. People are playing Magic digitally, both on Magic the Gathering Online and on Arena, and events are happening and firing, like weekend challenges and PTQs and such. Yet we still have this like archaic, old, plodding along, lack of information, periods of like up in the air, like what's going to happen. I know people, even myself included, mocked the fact that they had to ban Omnath so early in the last standard rotation after Zendikar Rising came out, but like, the fucking horse has bolted. If you want to be in this fire design period where you keep printing complete nonsense, or you just don't give a shit if you break older formats, and I'm with you. If Cascade breaks Tybalt, who the fuck cares? Fix Cascade. Don't let it hold back modern design. But if you want to be an esport and you want to keep pushing dumb shit, you have to have your finger on the pulse and be a bit more vocal about what's going on, talking to the community. This one note in a Secret Lair sale announcement is the most open and forward you've been about the state of Modern and Legacy for months. I would prefer it if we didn't have bans every 5 seconds. I would prefer it that we had cards that shook up older formats, but didn't, I don't know, drag them into a downward spiral of blue-green stews or combo-centric Tybalt nonsense. But that's not the world we live in right now. And it's probably not the world we'll live in going forward if the sales figures back it up and they're happy with just banning shit. So in that case, what I guess I'm asking for is more of this. More of this coming forward talk of what they are thinking, what they're doing. I want a metagame watch article now and again. I want them to openly say, this is potentially problematic. This deck might be doing too good. I know that might affect the secondary market. And I know people might be like, oh, I don't want to play that deck if it might get banned. But it's better than the radio silence. Or at least I feel like it's better than the radio silence. My last bit then, before I sign off, is that they mentioned a much larger coming ban restricted announcement. Their exact words were, they're working internally on a larger BNR announcement for that week. What week? Fuck knows. It's fucking hilarious that they don't want to tell us ahead of time, but now we know that at some point in the future, Euro is going. In a bigger announcement than that, Euro is going. But they said bigger, which means they're going to hit other formats, and they're going to ban other things. Maybe we'll get what I'm asking for. Some transparency, some communication from the mothership. Maybe we'll get a long list of all the mistakes they've made. Maybe Oko will go from Legacy. Maybe Uro will go on the watch list for Legacy and get banned from 3 other formats. Ideally, we'd see Astrolabe go. Some people would probably want to see Hullbreacher go. I think it's a part of Legacy now, but I don't think it's a degenerate part that breaks the format. But there's arguments for it. And the same goes for Modern and Historic and la-di-da-di-da. This is not a whole conversation about what I think should be banned and what shouldn't. I've not really given it much thought. I'm exhausted at this point with bans. But a bigger ban announcement coming is news to my ears in many ways. And I hope it's full of information and talk and figures and metagame analysis and just discussion from the mothership. As opposed to them going, well, whoopsie, Euro was a mistake. Tibble? Don't know what you're talking about. I've been Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you're looking for Warhammer Wednesday, I spent some time painting today. That's why there's no Warhammer Wednesday. I spent my Warhammer Wednesday time painting. Because I haven't painted in fucking ages thanks to the house move, other than the Mortarian that I did. Okay, I got to do a bit of painting, but that felt like not a chore, but something I had to do to get that video out last week. Smash that bell, don't forget to subscribe. Tell me in the comment section below what you think. Are you happy to see Euro go? Are you looking forward to another ban of restricted announcement? Do you think they need to just be a bit more forthcoming with information? Let me know down below. Ta-ta for now.